And that was my third favorite 9/11. Oh, so we we just watched a terrible shark movie called Raiders of the Lost Shark.
Raiders of the Lost Shark tonight.
But we didn't pay a goddamn bit of attention to it. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about Batman movies. We're gonna get drunk and we're gonna talk about. Well, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I feel pretty awesome.
And we're gonna talk about Batman. What do you think was your favorite of any Batman? We're talking the entire expansion of the Batman universe. The best Batman film.
If you want to know my absolute favorite, it's not going to be a popular opinion.
Really? Okay.
It's going to be Batman and Robin.
You know what? As far as bad movies, that's my favorite bad movie of all time. That's Superman 4.
That's my favorite Batman movie because that is what I think when I think superheroes.
It feels like a comic book, doesn't it?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's like a comic book. It should be ridiculous. There should be no realism in your ridiculous Batman movies. Like, I appreciate now it's sort of realistic on some of the movies, but they are based off comic books.
Now, my favorite Batman film, and as far as the live action ones, I have to. I'll be lumped in with the popular group here. The Michael Keaton '89 Batman. That's my favorite.
That's a really good one.
Well, no, that's what I think is the best. But my favorite is actually the animated Batman Mask of the Phantasm. That's my favorite Batman movie ever made. I love Mask of the Phantasm. I saw that in the theater.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
At Forest Fair, when they had the $1 Super Savers, me and a buddy of mine, Chris Grisham, that I used to hang out with all the time, we went and saw it. And it was fucking fantastic. I own it. I watch it all the time.
Heck yeah. I didn't know that we were counting cartoon Batman.
Yeah, we're counting everything Batman.
There was a lot of really good cartoon Batman stuff.
You know, if anybody on here hasn't paid attention in the last 10 years, the animated, like, Marvel is killing DC in the cinematic universe, but in the animated films, dude, DC owns it.
Dominates.
They own it. They have so many good. The Teen Titans go to the movies. That was fucking awesome. Batman have you ever seen Under the Red Hood?
I don't think I've seen that one. No, that's a more recent one, isn't it?
Yeah, that like 2010, 2011. Yeah. Some people are like, that's not recent. We're 40. I'm 40 and he will be soon.
We're fucking, we're old, so.
Yeah.
Like, that was when we were in our adulthood, for sure, our 30s. Like, I don't know, like, The Killing Joke was an excellent movie.
I agree with the critics, though. That first 20 minutes, that was completely unnecessary. It was stupid. But the last, like, 40 minutes of the movie is amazing.
Yeah. See, I hate it when people get too critical minute by minute. I like to look how I feel at the end of a movie. Like, no matter what happened in the first 60 minutes, 200 minutes, no matter how long a movie is, when those closing credits roll, how it made me feel at the end
is what's important.
Is the most important part, and that's a majority score for my judging of movies.
There's a horror film, and I'm sure you've heard of it. You may have seen it. 976 Evil. The first hour of it is boring as fuck, but the last 20 minutes are so goddamn batshit insane. It makes the movie fantastic. So I agree with you.
What was that movie? 1492.
1402.
Yeah, it was 14 something.
The Stephen King movie?
Yeah.
Dude,
it started off pretty slow in its own right. But by the end, it was like
You know, our friend Matt Roberts recommended that movie to me, and at that point I was kind of sick of Stephen King movies. I was like, I don't really want to see that.
Yeah.
And then it was in Walmart for $3, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll give it. And I watched it, and I fucking loved it. I was like, oh my god, this is Stephen King I love. I thought Samuel
if
Jackson.
Anybody knows horror, it's Matt. He's like the go-to
When it comes to that kind of horror
guy, like Stephen King type horror.
Slasher movie, I'm the guy. Other kinds of movies, yeah, Matt he knows his shit.
Like a horror movie's not all about blood and guts.
No, it can be how it makes you feel uneasy.
Yes,
like the first Conjuring.
Yes, that movie will screw you up because it is terrifying.
This video brought to you by Heaven Hill Whiskey.
You want to get to heaven, go to the top of the hill and just suck the fuck down out of the whiskey. You'll probably die, but you'll think you're in heaven.
There is no afterlife. But, Batman movies.
We don't know that because we could be in the afterlife right now. And we could just be sitting here like, yeah, we think we're doing so good. And no, we're just transitioning to hell.
Yeah.
Like we already know we're on the path to there.
Bon Scott once said, hell ain't a bad place to be. See, I should have been an actor. I know how to look at that camera.
I feel like that I'm taking up like 3/4 of the screen with my fatness.
What do you think is the most underrated Batman movie and the most overrated Batman movie?
Val Kilmer.
Underrated or overrated?
Underrated.
I love Batman Forever. I love that movie.
That was very, very close to being my favorite Batman, but it is the most definite underrated because it was so good.
It was the first one that was
such a great movie.
That was the first Batman movie. That's when Tim Burton stopped directing. And that's when Joel Schumacher started directing. And Joel Schumacher gets a lot of hell for how he directs movies. But he lets you know what he's doing right from the beginning of his films.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to. I enjoy his movies because they're batshit insane. The movies, because he made Batman Returns as well. Or Batman and Robin, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And those felt like comic book movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they felt like I'm watching a comic book happen in front of me. Because that's one thing, I still read comics. Well, not now, because the world's about to fucking end. And no comics are being made. You know what the worst part of this apocalypse is? Not the death, not the destruction. I don't know what's going to happen in Batman.
He might be a girl next movie. Damn it.
I kind of hope so. Because that would piss just to watch. It's not that I want to see that. I just want to see the people who get angry about
the reaction
it.
to it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god,
dude! Because Iron Man is for a while there. A young woman became Iron Man in the comics.
Yeah.
And there were some fans that went nuts. And you're like, look, they're telling you this is not the original Iron Man. This is another person.
They're talking about that right now. Like, they don't want Robert Downey Jr. to come back as Iron Man.
Well, he's dead. He can't come back.
People want a reason for him to come back alive. And they say it's a multiverse, so you can bring him back no matter what. No, fuck that. Let a fucking stupid little girl come back and be Iron Man.
To me, if I were directing a film, or if I was part of that universe, that would take away from the sacrifice that Tony made. Because that moment, you haven't seen it yet, but there's a moment in Endgame. You remember at the end of Age of Ultron when Doctor Strange looked at Tony and said there's only one way this can turn out? At the moment where Tony makes the sacrifice, Doctor Strange looks at him and shakes his head.
I've seen the meme, so I know he died.
And he shows the one finger. The sacrifice that Tony Stark makes in that moment.
That's spectacular.
You can't bring him back.
That doesn't mean that there can't be a different Iron Man.
Yeah.
He's laid out the technology to be Iron Man, so a little teenage girl can jump in there and become Iron Man, no problem. All she has to do is talk to the fucking computer and she's Iron Man.
You know, there was talk about, because in the comics, it's the girl who becomes Iron Heart, because Iron Man comes back. So they're like, well, Tony's daughter in the film should become Iron Man, the new Iron Man. I'm completely okay with that.
Tony Stark had fucking 5,000 kids. He's the fucking most. Everyone that he's ever met, he has slept with.
Imagine
how can he, like, it's gonna be iron sperm. It's gonna be the fucking crusade of iron kids that come out of his death. Like, there's gonna be 5 bajillion of them. Anyways, I gave the fucking best Batman, worst Batman, the Dark Knight. I fucking hate that movie. It's the worst Batman movie that there ever was. They get better throughout the next couple of series. It ends up working out as a good storyline, but The Dark Knight was the absolute worst Batman movie that I had ever seen in my entire life when it came out.
I don't think it's the worst, but I think it's the most overrated. Because I think when you look at Christian Bale...
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like I did underrated.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, we agree then. Because Batman Begins, even though it's the same cast, it's a better movie. Dark Knight Rises was shit on by critics, but for me as a comic book fan, I totally dug that movie. And the more I've seen Dark Knight, I like it more every time I see it. I've seen it like 4 or 5 times now. But it's still, people are like, it's the best Batman film ever made. No, it's not.
No. Not even close.
The worst Batman film ever made is probably Batman. It's an animated film. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like when he's old and he's still Batman. And it's really bad. It's not good at all.
Yeah,
that's to me is the worst Batman. But
okay, here's a question for you: out of all the Batman universes, from start to finish, who's your favorite villain?
Joker.
That's kind of easy.
But Joker, in my opinion,
Joker.
I read just as much Marvel as I read DC. To me, the Joker is the best created and written villain in the history of comics.
He is an excellent villain.
Now, if I had to go outside of the Joker, because that's the obvious one, because
that's kind of what it meant.
I would have to say, because Catwoman eventually became a hero.
Yeah.
Penguin did things, but they were gangster related. I might have to say the Riddler. Oh, no. Am I incorporating all the animated films and comics? Scarecrow.
From 1960s Batman until now.
Including the video games.
Scarecrow. That's a very good choice. The Scarecrow was a great villain.
Hell yeah, he was.
Especially in the video games.
Hell yeah! The first 2, those last 2, but Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, which are 2 of the. If I had to list my top 10 favorite video games of all time, both of those would be in it. But especially, there are people who prefer Arkham City, and I understand why. Arkham Asylum to me is one of the greatest video games.
That was the best Batman game
played
there was
5 times. I love that game.
And the Scarecrow in that game
was a big part.
Was spectacular. Like, he was the reason to have the game, basically. He was the... What are you doing, a dance?
These are called drunk reviews for a reason.
Okay. Same question, but worse.
Worst villain?
Yes.
Oh, Kite Man.
Was that really a villain in Batman?
Now,
Kite Man.
Kite Man would
like Kite Man. Come on, was it did he wear a kite on his? Okay. In this question, we will eliminate the comic books. We'll only talk about the movies.
Oh, okay.
Worst villain, because that's too much. Kite Man. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
I sure don't.
I'm gonna get shit for this because in the comic book universe, this person is one of my favorite villains. The film universe, Two-Face is one of the worst villains.
I could see that. Yeah, he wasn't well portrayed in any of the movies that he was in. My God, he really was terrible.
Yeah, even in some of the animated films, and Two-Face has not been given.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, he really was pretty bad. And he was one of the best villains.
In the comic books? And the Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is the greatest animated cartoon series. Now, we're talking about a series, not like a skit show like a SpongeBob or an Animaniacs, because then I would probably say Animaniacs or Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
But my favorite cartoon episodic show of all time is Batman the Animated Series. I own all 4 seasons on DVD and Blu-ray.
That is a classic show.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite Batman.
Yeah.
If you ever say who's your favorite Batman, it's Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, it really is the best Batman. Mm-hmm. All around, everything he does is better than any other Batman in the movies.
Because it feels like this is Batman. We're looking at Batman, and in the live action universe, who's your favorite Bruce Wayne? But who's your favorite Batman? I had to take my hair down because my hair is sweating.
Are we having a moment?
We could both play bass for Rat in 1987. You know what? This is a benefit.
I didn't know that we were doing that.
This is what we have over you people in this COVID experience. Neither one of us have cut our hair in years. I have not had more than a trim in 16 years. I love having long hair.
It's been 8 years for me.
8 years?
Yeah, it's been 8 years. It came up in my memories on Facebook the other day.
Yeah, I remember when you said bald hair and a long beard.
Like it was short, barely starting to grow. And yeah, I love my beard. I always want to keep that. But it doesn't, it just goes back there because I always keep it back and never do anything else. If I hung it down on my face, it just would fucking block out everything.
I just look like I play guitar for Morbid Angel.
I just look like I'm fucking...
Oh, the Holy One, I summon thee, death to die. Yeah.
I just look like the fucking thing from Adam Family.
You just learned to talk. Haircuts are overrated. They are.
Yeah,
there's so much.
The only reason you should ever cut your long hair
is if it's balding.
Is to fucking get a mullet. Fuck fashion, grow a mullet. I'm not kidding. When you see me and I have a haircut, I'm gonna have a goddamn champion mullet. It's gonna be the best thing you ever saw.
The views expressed here are not exactly the views expressed by the Disordered Saturday Morning Cheap Seats channel. Okay, so answer the question.
That. Anybody that's redneck, yeah, put a mullet in it. It'd be like the Tiger King.
This is, to me, is more comfortable because I can just grab it all, pull it up, and not have to worry about it. I love having longer hair. Now,
I like the longer hair too, but it doesn't. I always wear a hat or a do-rag. So basically the top and sides of my hair are there. It doesn't matter if they're there or not. I just need something to cover them while I work.
Alright, so we're back to who do you think portrayed Bruce Wayne the best, but who do you think portrayed Batman the best? Because I have different answers for both.
Mm-hmm.
And then who do you think played the combination the best?
Well, I will tell you, you will not agree with me, but best Bruce Wayne is most recent Bruce Wayne.
Ben Affleck?
Yes.
I would say Christian Bale.
I think Ben Affleck is a far superior Ben Affleck, because he's old as fuck. Like when they show
he's like
him,
5 years older than us.
No. Yes, he's only 5 years older than us. But when they show him as Bruce Wayne, he's like fucking 50 or 60 years old.
That's true.
He's old as a motherfucker. He is the best, most dignified Bruce Wayne at that point in Batman's career.
I'll give you that. He given his age at the time, he is portrayed very well.
Yes. The worst fucking what's his fucking stupid name? He's dead now. Or he's not dead. I don't know. The fucking Batman Begins fucking Bruce Wayne.
That's Bruce Christian Bale.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I like him as Bruce.
I like Ben Affleck. I don't like Christian Bale.
Here I like Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne, and here's why. He comes across as a douchey billionaire, as a guy who's trying to portray himself as a playboy, as a partier. I fuck a different woman every night. Even though he's not that, he portrays himself as that. I've never thought Christian Bale played Batman well. Yeah. I do think he does Bruce Wayne. To me, he's my favorite Bruce Wayne. My favorite Batman is Michael Keaton. But who I think combined the best...
Michael Keaton was really good.
But who was the best combination? I agree, Ben Affleck. I think Ben Affleck is the best combination of Batman and Bruce Wayne.
I would say Ben Affleck. Second would be Val Kilmer.
I liked Val Kilmer.
I like Val Kilmer as Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he was
not off the charts in any direction. He was a steady flow of what it would be like if you were a rich billionaire that
became a superhero.
Yeah, I like that. Would be my second choice, but that was my first choice until Ben Affleck took on the role, and then he just there's just something about him. I don't know if it's because of my age, because I'm older now, but because him portraying it as an older Batman, that just did it for me. Like, I highly enjoyed that.
Who do you think played the best Alfred?
Ooh.
Because my favorite is the most recent.
Ooh.
I think that the guy he's older, but he's not old as shit. He's obviously an alcoholic. I think he's been the best Alfred. I love the original Alfred.
That was which Alfred was the most. This is gonna mess my whole Batman scenario up, but Batman Begins through ends. Alfred
that's Michael
was
Caine.
the best,
and Michael Caine, he was really good as Alfred.
He was my really favorite good. Alfred. I didn't like very much else out of the Batman Begins saga. I don't know what the other ones are called. I have them.
It's referred to as the Dark Knight trilogy.
The Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, that Alfred would be my favorite. I would say he was my favorite. Only because he was the most technologically advanced. And I wouldn't say that at 100%, but they showed it more than the other Alfreds.
They did show more of what Alfred.
They showed more of what Alfred would do on a daily basis. than the rest of the Alfreds.
Now, Jeremy Irons is the one who's been playing him recently, and that's been my favorite Alfred. But have you ever read any of the Alfred Pennyworth comics and found out who he was before the Wayne family? He was a British special operative. He was like he was basically like a James Bond.
Really?
Yeah. He was an insanely gifted military operative for the British government.
That makes sense, because why would you just have some regular old bastard butler that didn't know shit? Like, he would have to know how to load bat guns and fill up bat cells and
all right, how long have we been
shit? Probably like 45 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's what we'll wrap this up. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. In general, who's your favorite person that was Batman? In general, mine was Bruce Wayne. Because there have been 2 other guys. Because
I mean, there's more people that's been Batman than Bruce Wayne, so that's a legitimate answer. I'll give you that.
My favorite, and I mean favorite, I've been reading comics for years. My favorite comic series was storyline.
What's the fucking first Robin's name? He turned into Nightwing,
Dick Grayson.
But he was Batman for a while.
Dick Grayson.
Right?
Here's what happened.
Dick Grayson was Batman
during the Nightfall storyline, which is my favorite storyline in comic book history. I love comic books. I've read thousands. And the Nightfall series, when Bane breaks Batman's back, Azrael comes over and takes over for Batman, and he's a vicious, violent, evil bastard. And then Dick Grayson kicks his ass.
He's a piece of shit.
And then Dick Grayson becomes Batman.
Yeah.
And he was fantastic. But
he probably wasn't the best. Who's the second Robin? That was
Jason
Dick
Todd.
Grayson, Jason Todd, then
Timothy, I don't remember his last name. It's Tim something or other. And right now it's Damian Wayne. It's actually... legitimately
actually Batman's son.
Batman's son with Talia al Ghul.
He's legitimately the 4th or 5th true heir to Batman.
Depending on the timeline, because there was in a different timeline there was a female Robin.
There was Jason Todd. There was,
and he became Red Hood.
Who was the first one?
Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson, Jason Todd.
Tim, I don't know why I can't remember his last name. He's still in the comic books now.
He's Red Hood, right?
No, that's Jason Todd.
No, well then he's somebody else.
He became the Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, he's even fucking stupider. The Red Robin's fucking stupider than Robin.
And then in our
but
timeline,
he was actually Batman for a minute.
That was
they all were. Nightwing was Bruce or Dick Grayson.
Yeah. Now they've all portrayed Batman, but as far as taking on the mantle of the Batman, being Batman, only 3 people have ever done that. Bruce Wayne.
There's never been a better storyline in comic books than the Batman storyline. Because there's been so many, like Bruce Wayne's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many Robins. There's so many mentioned.
There's
characters.
the Batwing. There's Orphan. There's
so many more people behind the scenes
Batwoman
than Batman
Batgirl
that are there to step up and say, "I'm Batman.
A Batman.
I'm Batman.
A Batman."
Hey, what do you gotta be a Batman? Oh, we already got all the fucking shit figured out. You just gotta be able to say, "Oh, Batman.
A Batman.
I'm Batman." Anyways, that was our review
of every Batman movie.
No, that was our review of Raiders of the Lost Shark. So, thank you guys for watching.
That was what you tuned in to see. This is what you got. I'm sorry. This is the first time we've been on the camera together in like a year, and we are drunker than shit. But there you go. You came in to see a shark review. You got Batman. Suck my balls.
Remember that, Batman, Raiders of the Lost Shark.
Oh my god, if that was the movie.
You gotta put that as the tag.
Oh my god,
for
Batman.
this video.
Batman,
Raiders of the Lost Shark.
People will watch that.
They would watch that.
They would watch that.
Fuck yeah.
Alright, well, we're gonna end it there because we're gonna go drink more.
Yeah.
Alcoholism rules!
Fuck yeah.